So in a previous video, I talked about the experience economy and how important experiences are for creating memorable, impactful impressions of brands and products. And a lot of the examples in the previous video were based on physical experiences. In this video, I want to focus more on the interaction between physical experiences and digital experiences. This is something that is basically going to be a part of human culture because in this world where we have the phone and the internet at our fingertips, we're always going to have the opportunity to engage with products and brands to a greater degree and have greater experiences in the real world. So obvious examples are augmented reality applications like Pokemon Go, where people were going out and searching for Pokemon through the interface of their phone, but it required them to go out and engage in the real world. And many of our physical experiences are already embedded in digital experiences. Another really strong example would be the Als Ice Bucket challenge. This was a challenge to raise awareness about ALS, and it involved people pouring ice over themselves. And it got super popular and super big. And it was a mixture of both of the things. It was a physical activity of pouring ice over yourself, typically in public so that people could see it, which adds to that physical experience. But a super important component to that was that people were able to share videos of this themselves doing the Ice Bucket Challenge to others. And so it was a physical experience that was embedded in our world of social media sharing, in our social media relationships. Now, this notion of digital experiences is really important right now with the coronavirus going on. So right now, people in China are unable to visit their museums. So what the museums did is they made themselves available to people digitally. They opened up the exhibits virtually, which means that the Chinese culture can still be exposed to the images and the expressions of the art that are in that museums through their digital experience when they're unable now currently to experience them in the physical world. Another important consideration is how people are actually going out in the physical world so that they can communicate about it on social media. And there's this notion of places that are Instagrammable, right? So you can see articles that pop up that talk about all the places that it's really cool to post photos on Instagram that you visited. One example from Coke is they had people give away free Cokes to somebody on the other side of the world. So basically they set up these dispensers where you could record a short video message and then the person on the other end who had a dispenser somewhere else in the world would receive the video message and receive a free Coke. So again, this is bridging the physical world with the digital world of communicating with somebody from across the world, sending somebody a Coke from across the world. And I recently stumbled on this article by Matthew Ball about this notion of digital theme parks. So the traditional theme park, like Disney World, is a very strong experience. In fact, Walt Disney developed the theme park because he understood how important experiences are to us. Basically, when you go into Disney World, you're in a stage, and every aspect of your interaction in that world is considered. So Matthew Ball, in his article, he talks about digital theme park platforms and this notion of creating that sort of immersive kind of experience in the digital world. And one example that he gives is with Minecraft. And the notion here is that Minecraft isn't just a game, it's actually a game engine. It's actually a platform where people can create their own attractions. So it's not just a simple game. It's a place where you can create attractions and you can share them with people. And one interesting example of that is Cyberpunk City, which was made by this person called Azter. And he spent over a year working on it in Minecraft with 350 million blocks. And he streamed himself while he built this city. And sometimes he spent up to 16 hours a day for this year while he made this. So he basically made an entirely virtual online city that people go and experience. But the actual process of making the city was streamed as well. So you could see that this is a platform where people can create, they can share the process of creating, and then they can engage in that creation. And again, like thinking of it from a theme park perspective, it's bringing together more than just being a simple game. And one of the observations that's going on right now that's very interesting is that in Minecraft, they have created a replica of these medical centers that are treating patients with coronavirus. So basically, all these people were spending time at home where they had to stay at home, and they were given the blueprints to these brand new centers that were made to treat coronavirus patients. And they decided to invest all their efforts to making a replica in Minecraft of these centers. Now think about that. You have the government and the city workers actually physically constructing this location, which was live streamed so that people could see it. And then you have the public voluntarily recreating this scenario online. And it's unclear to me what the motivation is for that. I would interpret one would be that by creating it, they sort of empathize with the original creators who built it, and they empathize with what it means to be in those centers. And so they understand what it could be like to be a patient or what it could be like to be a doctor. And you never know the potential benefits that could come from this group that understands the architecture of these buildings and developed a way to communicate the architecture of these buildings to society through Minecraft. This is an integration of technology that's much more than a video game, right? It actually can serve an important psychological function for society. For example, when people visit these centers in the Minecraft world, they get free information about infectious viruses, and they get quizzed on their knowledge about respiratory diseases and where to seek help. So it actually provides education that's helping society deal with this. Last thing I want to say, so this was the second video of the series on experiential marketing, where I talked about how physical experiences are integrating with digital experiences and how this is something that's super important, and it increases our engagement with products and with brands and with the world in ways that we don't fully even comprehend. So thanks for checking out this video. In the final video of this series, I'm going to talk about the psychology of experiences, like why we remember certain aspects of experiences better than others, and just kind of dive more deep into that. So thanks for checking this out. So hit that subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified on our new posts, and hit the like if you like this, and feel free to share it on social media if you'd like to share. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or comments about what we talked about here. Thanks for checking this out.